Hi, this is Sarah. I just wanted to make a video log of what happened on MTV this weekend because I am too lazy to write. I don't have the patience to organize all my thoughts and then write them coherently. I know that sounds kind of crazy that I'm doing a video log instead, but somehow it makes sense in my brain. Anyways, so as you may or may not know, I got picked to be one of 50 people to be in the studio with Jin while he was filming for MTV Iggy this weekend. Yeah. Actually, it turns out that what they did is they called 25 people and told them that they could bring a guest. So basically, I wasn't even one of 50, I was one of 25, which is like ridiculous to me because I never ever win anything and I never get picked for anything. So that was like a crazy surprise for me when I got that phone call. I freaked out. I freaked out at the girl on the other end of the phone, but she seemed happy about that. She was like, okay, well, I'm glad you're so excited because that means I picked the right people. But anyways, as soon as I hung up the phone with her, I called Kristen, and she was freaking out on the phone too, so it was a major freak out time. Anyway, so let's get to the actual thing. I'm not actually going to talk about the concert itself much because I think everyone else did a really good job of that, but I don't think anyone has written about MTV yet. And so I figured I'd do this. Anyway, so let's see. They told us to be at the MTV studios at 3 on Saturday, but Kristen and I were a little paranoid about finding the building and about getting in and, being, ahead of the pack and everything. So we actually got there at around, was it 1 or 2? I don't remember, but we got there like super, super early. Actually, I think we left at like 1 and we figured by the time we find the building, blah, 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 it'll be around 2, and that was our goal. Anyways, so anyway, we were like pretty much the first people there. We got to the building that they told us to go to, and there's no one there. And so we were kind of worried, like, are we even at the right place? And, this was, of course, like, we couldn't even find that building to start out with. But anyway, finally, when we found it, there was no one there. But then these two really awesome girls, came over, and they were also confused because they had apparently been there before us, and they were sent across the street to the other MTV studios where TRL is held. But they couldn't find anyone there either, so they came back and they were asking what to do, and then they told us that actually we're supposed to be across the street. So anyway, so we went with them and went across the street and went into the MTV building and asked the staff there, and nobody knew what was going on. And yeah. But anyway, so we stood outside for a while, just kind of freaking out, and a couple of Japanese ladies came over and talked to me, wondering what was going on and where this, which Jumbotron they were going to show the performance on and stuff like that. But anyway, all that is nothing. Finally, we found a staff member who came over and said, yeah, we were at the right place, and told us where to line up and stuff. But somehow me and Kristen ended up first in line, and not the other two girls. They were right behind us in line, which, they didn't seem to mind at all, so that's fine. But thinking back on it, I kind of feel bad. But anyway, we were all... It wasn't going to matter being the third person as opposed to the first person in line. You know what I mean? We're obviously all going to be at the very front, so I think that's why. Anyway, yeah, and then what happened? So we stood there and the line kept getting longer and longer, and we were just kind of chatting with with the security guys that were there, that were supervising the lineup and stuff. And they were really cool. They were super awesome dudes. One of them, I think his name was Paris. He was talking to us about how his daughter likes Miyavi and that kind of music and screamish music, and he was all confused about that. But anyway, and then the other one was really funny because he some girls would come over and would be like, "Is this a line for Jin?" And he was like, "Who?" And at the first time he did that, I didn't realize that he was just kidding. So I went, "Oh, Jin, yeah, this is the line. The end of the line is over there." And he turns around to me and he goes, "Would you let me do my job?" Really sarcastically. It was really funny. But anyway, so he was explaining how it's his joy in life to, like, psych people out by being all like, who are you talking about? You're in the wrong place. I don't know what you're talking about. So we were like, okay, we're not going to interrupt you anymore. You do your thing. But anyway. So eventually, we kept waiting and waiting. 3 o'clock rolled by, 4 o'clock rolled by. Anyway, so finally by the time we got in, I think it was around 5, they finally let us in. And they took us across the street, 10 people at a time. And then we got up to the studios, and like, as soon as we got out of the elevator, we could see the doors to the studio, and they were, like, slightly cracked open, and I saw Jin, like, standing on stage rehearsing, and I, like, almost died. But anyway, then the doors closed, and they were all like, calm down, and, like, we had to line up and get, like, you know, like, they had metal detectors, and they checked us, and they took our, coats and bags and things, and they checked those too, and, yeah, there was, like, a coat check, and they gave us our numbers, and, anyways, what else? So we were standing there, and that was, like, the whole time waiting, since we'd gotten to the MTV studios until that point, I was freaking out. Like, while we were waiting outside, I tried not to think about it at all, so I remained kind of calm. I was just kind of, like, chilling, like, yeah, I'm in Times Square, the end. Like, not I'm in Times Square waiting for Jin. But anyway, once we got upstairs, though, and I saw him, I, like, started freaking out. And at one point, I think it was his manager, I don't know, this Japanese man, he was really cute. He, like, came out and, like, he looked really amused with us standing there looking all nervous and stuff, and he, like, asked us where we were from and how excited we were and stuff like that, and he was, like, joking around, like, are you gonna die? And we were like, yes! But anyway, yeah.